Guys, welcome to today's video. Starting off with a new manifold for the Soarer. It just came in probably like a half an hour ago. Me and Adam just got to the shop and it's already installed. It took maybe 5 minutes to do, not a big issue at all. All the lines are plumbed and ran and plugged in and all that stuff, but we're gonna see, hopefully, if this thing works properly. What do you think about this? Do you like all this air stuff? You think it's a pain?
It makes it look aggressive.
Yeah, it's
its own world, but it looks good.
Yeah,
like,
it has its moments.
Right.
That's for sure. All right, controller's turning on. That's a positive. Okay, so it wants me to calibrate it. It's filling up the tank, so that's good. Can't calibrate it on this ground though. All right, it is calibrating. I should be able to use this car again, which I am super pumped about. Not that I hate the LS or anything, but LS is stock. This thing is fun. All right, so I think the last time that I left off with you guys, I was calibrating the Soarer. Soarer is all set to go. That car is driving perfectly fine again, which is great. But I just got this big box here that just showed up. And before we get into that, it's for the LS400, and I've been waiting a long time for it. But before we get into that, I want to show you the little editing setup. So it's in the corner section over here. Got my computer, my external drives, tripod, all my gear, everything like that. Some merch. Look at that! Wow. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself so far down here. Very hot. Hopefully I can get used to that in the future, but for now I will endure it. A couple little gear updates. We picked up a 70 to 200 mil lens for track stuff and drifting and being able to follow Adam and cars and all of that stuff from super far away, so that is a plus. We also picked up some lavalier mics, some Sony lavalier mics, and these are able to have two transmitters put into one receiver, so if like Adam and Johan are talking, or if Adam and Alberto are talking, they can be picked up at the same time and the audio will be nice and clear. We haven't messed with those yet because they're kind of finicky and we're in the middle of videos already, so there's no point in trying it out halfway through. So when we get the chance, we'll be testing those out, and I might do like a little gear behind the scenes stuff on this channel. But anyways, enough talk. We're gonna open this box and see what's inside. All right, so I'm gonna try and unbox this quickly. That way Adam doesn't see, because Adam is all BC and this isn't BC, so I don't want him to get offended. But anyways, we're gonna unbox this. I've never had coilovers from this company, but I've heard very good things, and all of the LS400 guys recommended them. That's why I went with this brand. Fully custom spring rates, valve bodies, everything like that. We're gonna see what they look like. Alright, so if you guys are familiar with Fortune Auto Suspension, this company is part of them. They're called Broadway Static, and I believe that they use the same parts as Fortune Auto, just slightly different. But they sent a little care package. Look, they sent me masks. That's pretty cool. And certification, spanner wrenches, all that stuff. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a quick close-up of these because they are built so well. So Broadway Static 500S series coilovers. Now I'm trying to get really low with the LS400, and it's tough with these bodies. You have to do a ton of fabrication to the frame, which we'll go over shortly after this, but look at this. I went with Swift springs. They are 34K. I believe that the 34Ks are for the front, so it'll be stiff, but because the LS400 is such a heavy car, I doubt that it'll take the comfort out of the car. It'll definitely be stiff for sure, but it will allow me to ride at the height that I want and basically just go as low as I can, which will be so rad. And I had them do all of this stuff for getting as low as I can, so they knew that that was my goal, so they made these lower. They have longer bodies down here so that you can thread this deeper in, I believe, but damn. These are some nice quality coilovers. All right, so it's been a couple days. Yesterday we went to OSW and filmed a little track day that just went up on Adam's channel. Johan's washing Adam's Chaser's subframe, which reminded me about all of the fabrication stuff that we're going to have to do to the LS400 in order for it to get to the way that I want to. And since the LS400 isn't here, it's at Adam's house right now, I figured I could use the Chaser's subframe as an example of all the stuff that we have to do. So the first thing, and probably the most main thing that needs to be done to the LS, is the diff has to get raised. And this subframe is different than the LS's, obviously, but it's close enough to where I can use it as an example. So basically, the diff has to be raised, so the mounts have to be kind of cut around this way and steel welded in to lift it about 2 inches or so, and then the same on the front side of the subframe, cut it out, either lift the entire mount itself, the entire portion of the subframe, or just cut into it and raise it up that way. Because the diff is the lowest part of the back end of the LS, and people that don't raise the diffs, they just grind through them and break their cars. So
Sounds like fun.
yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
No.
So that's the main thing that has to happen. The second thing is to notch the subframe for the axles, which the axles, when you're super low, they'll bind right up in here. So this section has to be cut out and shimmed, or they'll cut the entire piece, lift it about 2 inches, or I think it's 40 millimeters, the exact measurement, and then weld it all back together on both sides. So that has to happen. And then that, I think, is it for the subframe. I don't think anything else.
Subframe too? Like, did you put like subframe bushings that?
So there's one guy that makes like CNC subframe bushings that are, I think they're shorter up top and taller at the bottom to lift the subframe a little bit.
Okay.
But I don't have those bushings. I could get those bushings to help with that. Okay. But for the time being, we just have to do that. Okay. Do the diff raise and the axle notch. There's more that has to be done that I can't really explain here, but the front suspension of the car has to be cut and shortened and everything, and when I get a chance I can talk about that. There's been a lot of stuff happening lately, and it's been kind of tough for me to keep up with everything in terms for my aspect of the vlogs and stuff. But we just landed back in Orlando from the brief Connecticut trip that we had, and it went well despite Adam's car blowing up. Now the boys are coming to pick me up, and we're going someplace real special right out of the airport. So this is big. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and it's gonna be awesome. Dang, it's the boys.
We made it.
The fuck is up, dude?
Sorry it took so long to get here.
Sorry, I said the wrong level.
Get it, brother? We got Christmas.
Yeah. All right, so sorry, cut you off, dude. 2 miles from the airport, conveniently, was Titan Motorsports, and they just got a recent shipment in of something that I have been needing for the Soarer for a very long time. That I'm not proud of that it took me this long, but I think Adam has kind of lit a fire under my ass with this stuff after going for ride-alongs in all his cars, and it's definitely made me want to do this. So we are pulling up. That's the new whip right there, Red Mark IV. Congrats, surprise, new Red Mark IV. Ah. All right, guys, here it is. I'd like to introduce you my new Mark IV Supra. I'm just kidding. That is way too rich for my blood. What I bought is inside. Over the bed. we got ourselves an R154. Woo! All right, so you guys have been egging me for the past year, I would say, along with all of my friends, to do this, and we've finally pulled the trigger. Not only did I get an R154, but I got a brand new R154 from Toyota, thanks to Titan Motorsports. These transmissions come brand new from Toyota, and they take about a year and a half to be shipped out here. So the fact that I came down here to Florida and coincidentally they got a shipment of these in, I had to pull the trigger. It was the right thing to do, and I am so pumped to get this going. I'll show you a little sneak peek now. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. I'll go over it more when we're back at Adam's shop, but this is like so good. I'm so pumped right now. Thank you to everyone that pestered me into doing this. Thank you to Titan for supplying it. This place is sick. If you guys ever need any dyno work, any fab work, any crazy stuff like that, building cars, anything, these guys do it all. So I think we're gonna load up and head back to Adam's. It's a scorching day down here in Florida, and I got an R154. It's been another couple days. We've just been doing a lot of other work and stuff, but I wanted to obviously announce this in the video, and I'm just way too pumped on this brand new R154 for the Soarer. It's a long time coming. It definitely needed to happen for this car, just didn't know when. It happened at the right time. This popped up and I just could not resist. It is so good. I'm so pumped. I've done this already. I came in early one day and just sat down and just messed around with it. I am so looking forward to that. I haven't showed it on camera, but I bought OEM clutch pedal from Toyota. I bought a whole bunch of stuff from Drift Motion that actually just showed up for this manual swap. The only thing that I haven't looked into yet is if this is the correct shifter application for this car. I know some of these transmissions have different shifter setups, so if this is slightly off or something, we may have to get like an aftermarket shifter assembly here, but I'm pretty sure that this will work. But I'm gonna look into that in the future. I just wanted to close this video out really quick because I have stuff that I have to go and film, and I've been sitting on this video for a while and I'm just way too excited to get it up. So I hope you guys are pumped for this. You guys have been egging me on about this for like a year now, a year and a half at least. And yeah, it took a while, but it's finally happening. We're going to gather all the parts, and then hopefully we can bang it out very soon, and we'll have a manual Soarer, a factory manual Soarer with a 0-mile transmission in it. And I think that is so rad. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay pumped, and I'll see you guys in the next one.